So Crypto Universe, I'm back with another video, and I'm here with some Flare updates for you today. But before we get into that, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and make sure you guys also leave a comment below. As far as the market is concerned, there was a slight pullback today. There was many people that were concerned regarding the announcements about the tariffs that may possibly be put on Europe starting June 1st. I don't think any of these events are really gonna stop the bull run that's coming. I just think this allows for some of us to still dollar cost average for a little while longer. But again, that's just my opinion. That's not financial advice. So let's get into the news regarding Flare. And this is major for anybody who participated in using Flare assets, FAssets as they're called. This was a post released from Flare Network's website. It's a guide to claiming the FAssets. There's going to be a retroactive airdrop, and many people are going to be qualified, over 49,000 people or 49,000 wallets. But going into the article here, Flare is distributing a retroactive airdrop to reward early users who participated in FAssets testing on Coston, while remaining active on both Flare and Songbird. If you contributed to testing and met the criteria, you may receive a share of up to $1,000 of our Flare. This guide will outline who is eligible, how allocations are determined, and what steps to take to claim your airdrop. What is the FAssets Retroactive Airdrop? The airdrop is a one-time distribution of our FLR rewards to thank the Flare community members who helped test the FAssets protocol on the Coston test network. The tests were critical in preparing the protocol for mainnet readiness and ensuring scalability, security, and usability. Throughout the run of the test, and a total of 46,969 unique wallets participated. Claim period for the qualifying participants. This is gonna start in a few days. There's no rush, I guess, but it's still a big deal. You gotta, if you have a wallet that qualifies, which there's 49,000 unique wallets that do, it starts May 28th. The claiming process starts May 28th, which is in 5 days as of me recording this. However, there's no end date listed as far as when they're gonna stop letting people claim, but in all likelihood, you probably are gonna have at least a few months to make this claim. But I wouldn't wait too long. If you're somebody who does qualify for this, I would make it a point to try to get my claim as soon as possible. But continuing on, who is eligible to receive the airdrop? Users must meet the following criteria: participated in FAssets testing on Coston, and also have a history of engagement with both Flare and Songbird delegation or staking. Snapshots to determine eligibility were taken at the following timestamps: block 17219526060, which happened on Friday, July 26, 2024. There was another block that happened on October 27th, 2024. Then there was also another block that happened on December 19th, 2024. And then the final snapshot was during a block that occurred on May 21st, 2025, which was just a few days ago. And this is also when they put out this official guide letting people know how they can claim their airdrop, their retroactive airdrop. But the people that are not eligible are the people that had wallets that held an F-test XRP balance of more than 1,000 after the announcement. Also, people that had wallets that did not redeem their F-test XRP assets before the XRP testnet on August 19th, 2024. Also, the people with wallets that held an F-test BTC balance of more than 0.1 Bitcoin as of 2 days after the announcement on October 11th, 2024. And then also all wallets that had an F-test Doge balance of more than 2,000, they are not eligible. So the next section, of course, is what are the allocation details. Allocations for the retroactive airdrop are tiered based on participation impact. Individual rewards range from $10 to $1,000 worth of our Flare. Our Flare is Flare's reward token used to incentivize participants in governance and ecosystem activity such as staking. For more information, and then it has like a link to a guide explaining this, but in so many words, our Flare, it's a reward token that they give to the people that put their money up, put their asset up to so it could be staked. Because they're still, even though Flare is fairly popular and has a lot of attention, they're still trying to figure things out. They're still trying to build this out, and they need somebody to test it on. And I think this was pretty cool, to be honest with you. But to moving on here, there was an interview with Flare, one of the CEOs of Flare, Hugo Falan. He did an interview with Jake Cleaver, or Jake Claver, who is a popular XRP YouTuber. They talked about a lot of interesting things. I like the fact that Hugo is very willing to go out and explain himself to the public. He doesn't have to necessarily, but the fact that he's willing to go out to the public and do these interviews and put himself out there to keep continuing to explain what their mission is, that means a lot, because a lot of crypto projects, the people behind them, they don't want to talk publicly about it. And even though we may research the project, we may still misunderstand certain parts of the project. One thing I like that he pointed out was the fact that everybody in the crypto space as a whole, they're so obsessed with trying to get TradFi, or in other words, traditional finance. So when you think of TradFi, which is traditional finance, you would think about, basically traditional banking, like, Bank of America, Chase, all the regular stuff that normies use on a daily basis. Like, so many people in crypto are so pressed to get those people into crypto as soon as possible so that money could come in. And yes, that matters, of course, but Hugo points out the fact that there's still so much money that's already here that's not being fully unlocked. And the best example is XRP. Like, one of Flare's main goals is to create what they call XRP-Fi, which is going to be bringing DeFi to the XRP ecosystem, which is something that's not currently possible. Well, something that prior to Flare coming around was really not even a possibility. And now that's going to significantly increase in my opinion, increase the value of XRP and long term, because you're unlocking so much more money from now being able to apply DeFi products to XRP, getting loans with XRP, giving out loans with XRP. But to me, I think it's a big deal. It's a very interesting interview. They talked about a lot of interesting things like he explained like algorithmic stable coins, and like it was very interesting. Last story I wanted to get into here. This is a quick story from Cointelegraph. Cetus, which is a decentralized exchange under SUI, which is a really popular blockchain, they actually got hacked. They got hacked for over $220 million. And so recently news came out saying that Cetus is trying to offer a $6 million bounty for the hackers to return at least about $55 million of the ETH that was stolen. Again, in total, it was $220 million. But the people that stole the money or hacked into it, or hacked into Cetus, they technically can't get the money because the people running Cetus essentially froze everything. They froze it, so they can't cash out. But it's still a tricky situation where they do kind of have them. They kind of got them by the balls, pretty much. Like they have to give up some sort of money. Like this is like a ransom type situation. They can't take they're not in a position where they could go into people's accounts and take out money, but they are in a position to where they can go into people's accounts and possibly get personal information and things of that nature. But either way, this has caused a lot of concern. People are wondering, is Cetus really decentralized? And in my opinion, the answer is no, because when you could just so easily freeze the entire app or the platform with only about 114 people participating out of, I would assume, thousands or hundreds of thousands of people that are using this app, that sounds very centralized, but it is what it is. That's just my opinion. Let me know what yours are, and let me know how bullish are you on Flare, and do you think Cetus will recover?